Today was episode 1 MJ for us, 123. Tyler got pissed.
Nice.
He got mad at me for saying
Ryan loves changing words for no reason.
Yes.
He just can't. He can never just say what it is. He either has to abbreviate it or add a Y at the end or call 123 one Michael Jordan.
Why not?
We did that at Fargo Country Club with golf carts.
Thank you.
Number 44, Chuck Foreman.
Thank
34,
you.
Kirby Puckett. Hey, somebody.
These
Kirby
guys are
Puckett's,
too young. They don't know any of these players.
Oh, no,
right
we
now.
do, yeah.
Oh, you do?
Kirby
Okay.
Puckett, Yep.
Okay.
Chuck Form, absolutely.
Kirby's batteries died again. It's out on 6. Somebody go get Puckett.
I love it.
Tyler.
He's talking about Kirby the kart ski.
Oh,
That's
okay.
what Ryan would call it.
The cart ski.
Gotcha.
All right.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Sweet Shots podcast. Lucas Johnson alongside Mark Johnson and Chuck Johnson for episode 18, hole 18. Drivable par 4 today here, gentlemen. Drivable.
For who?
Well, you guys are playing forward tees, so you're good.
A new driver I'm hitting. I'm definitely getting home.
That's true.
Definitely.
Definitely getting home.
What kind of new driver are you hitting, Mark?
It's a Callaway Paradigm.
You're hitting the new ones.
I am.
Yes.
Yeah, I will
all
pump
you,
that.
All you're hitting the new ones?
No.
I heard they're all right.
It's like I've never hit anything like it.
All right, before we get into that, okay, those two strange voices you heard and saw, we've got the Breakfast Bowl boys in studio, Double Bogey Show host,
Yep.
Ryan Sheely, Tyler Ziegler.
How we doing?
Yeah, welcome in.
Thanks for
I
having
think
us.
that's the first time I've said both your guys' full names, like ever.
Yeah, it's Ziegler, but
Ziegler,
semantics doesn't matter.
Any relation to Larry Ziegler, the pro golfer?
How do you spell it?
ZIEGLER.
Yeah.
And then my address is 12.
That's
I have something for you. You won't get it today, but I will. I have something for you.
Okay.
Just something.
Yeah.
We
Yes,
don't know what
something.
it is.
That's ominous.
It'll be another show.
That's how we get them back.
No, this is big time. Having these
This
guys.
is, yeah, and we
Yeah.
and,
Thanks
and
for
not,
being on.
And not at the same time. It's really weird. It's like big time, but not.
See, we come on here, we just receive gifts. We just,
Yeah.
the full treatment here.
celebrities.
Well, from what I heard, we're the first guests to ever be allowed a beer.
I was
on
going to
the
bring that up.
podcast.
What a twit. I don't know who greenlit that, but the whole time we're sitting here.
Well,
we
my
got
mom watches the show. So I got to be careful how much I'm consuming.
She's like one of 5 that
Right.
watch the show.
Oh, no. No, we're
Um,
excited to have you on.
Yeah, I actually didn't know that any of you were related except for these two. I just didn't know you were related
Yeah.
until the very first episode.
Okay.
And I'd met you guys, 10 times
Yep.
before that?
We had worked,
And
so
then- oh, yeah.
we had met. I don't know what. Well, I guess I kind of shot my shot. We'll call it before we had opened, trying to get in contact with you guys. With a new great golf venue in town, and I've been following you guys for a while, and it was fantastic watching your page grow and some fantastic content, and it's just the relationship kind of grew from there. And then honestly, when we were looking at what we could do around here to help our brand awareness, podcasting came up, and then you guys were a tremendous help getting this off the ground, some pointers. So we appreciate that. But yeah, I remember one of the longest times we had met was over across the parking lot.
Checking things out.
Yeah.
Checking
We started
things.
here first.
Yeah.
We
We
did.
did.
We
Well,
gave a
yeah,
tour.
Tour. It was a tour before anything opened up here.
Yep.
Yeah, we had a really high level conversation in the laser tag
Laser
room before
tag.
it was even finished.
Yep.
We were talking pine to palm. We were talking just about everything you could golf.
It was the second tier. We weren't even on the ground.
No. That's how high level it was.
We're in a,
That's right.
in a dark laser tag room
Right.
with no guns.
We couldn't
no
even
lasers.
see each other
Which
for
was
crying out loud.
immediately after the escape room tour.
Right.
yeah.
That was part of it where it was just like, hey, this doesn't look like this is supposed to be here. It's like, yeah, I got another chess piece over here.
Right.
Before
Yeah.
you knew it, we were 3/4 of the way done. We were
Yeah.
like, ooh, we
And look at us
probably-
now. We got we have this awesome venue. We got our golf coach is what we like to call Lucas. Weirdly, weirdly, we talk about you on our podcast a lot. I don't know if you listen to the full
I do,
episodes. I'm sure
yeah.
people will tell you, but you come up very frequently. Sometimes a lot of times it's good, but sometimes it's mostly comedy.
Right. Yeah.
I love
I've been taking notes until you guys have me back on.
Okay,
I
it's
can
called
Payback?
go back. This is episode 110. You guys.
yeah.
Payback.
Nice.
So
That's good.
how long have you guys with your podcast? Can you tell us, listeners, like how long have you guys been doing it? How long have you had your podcast?
100 and Michael Jordan episodes.
Love it.
We're 100.
123.
Yeah, we're 123 episodes deep. There you go, Tyler. I said it right. We started in October of 2020.
We started October 2020, which is a mistake to start a golf podcast in October in North Dakota. But we've been podcasting for about a year and a half before that as well with our other podcasts. But
you guys are part of the You Betcha. Said network, is that right? Or
yeah, I would call it a network.
network. Yeah,
Something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Shanley grad.
But
Miles.
you're going in the fall and you're needing golf content. And some of that the early stuff, I mean, it was funny. Your stuff's funny, but I thought some of that early stuff was, this is brilliant. Nobody's doing this.
Yeah, well, the early stuff going into the fall, it's like, what can we possibly do? It's like, I think one of our first videos to ever do well was getting ready for golf season. It was a video about golf where we did zero golfing. We were just in a gym goofing off with our golf bags. And that was kind of what kickstarted it, because we started in October and got no traction whatsoever. Like, we were ready to hang the bags up, if you will. But by the spring, everyone gets that golf itch.
Yep.
And then we kind of had a little bit of a following from that one video, and then it was just off to the races from there. So
It's beautiful. And what platforms are you guys on? For our listeners, they want to get out there and listen to you.
Yeah, we're on. We always say where all podcasts can be found.
Okay.
So Spotify, Apple.
Yep.
Where all podcasts can be found.
Perfect.
You'll be able to find the Double Bogey Show. But yeah, it was weird starting in October. Tyler and I had no rapport together. We had only been working together for
still don't.
Yeah. But we make it work now. 123 in. And the page started out where we were going out on Friday mornings. There was 4 of us, and we were just playing like almost a stroke play. Was it 9 or 18 holes?
So actually it started, me and a buddy were just going out before work every morning. And then I would come back to work and talk about it. And then everyone's like, hey, can we come with one morning? And so then they started coming with, and then there was all of a sudden 5 guys every morning golfing. And then one day Miles, our boss, was like, we should be filming this. And so then we started filming it, and my buddy's like, I'm out of here. This is not what it was before. So they kind of hijacked our morning, but it turned into a page and now a job. So
Very nice.
I think it was like the first 2, maybe 3 rounds that we filmed, we have never posted before. So we tried it. We didn't post anything. And then we're like, Miles is like, I'm too busy. I'm going to drop off. You guys take it over. And that's when we kind of turned into like, your classic high handicapper golf comedy. Because the majority of people in the golf space are of our handicaps, of our, budgets when it comes to equipment and all that kind of stuff. And it was a market that we, figured we could hit hard.
And I think that's I was going to touch on that later, but that's the beauty of the page. Your audience is so broad. It's easy to talk about the 1%ers in golf. Yeah, we even do it just as normal people. You talk about the 1% of shots that were fantastic, right? Your greatest shots you ever hit. But now you guys are shedding a whole new light on, hey, it's all right to be a 25 handicapper and still have fun playing golf. Like, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, some of my favorite comments to get on our videos, this happened last week. It's like, what are these guys' credentials? And like, we don't have any. We just like golf.
That's awesome.
We're just
That's
golf
it.
guys.
Right.
Yeah.
That's clever.
That's all you need, really. I mean, having you guys mentioned it being your golf coach. I give you guys lessons. I'm still getting used to the term coach, being the first year.
I'm just going to call you coach from now on.
I love
no
it.
more Lucas.
Yep.
Like, what's up, coach?
Coach. All right. Hey, I can get used to it.
The PGA show, they've got new apps where you got your coach on your app. I don't know if you saw this or not. And then you send them your swing, like in-game swings.
Oh yeah.
And then
24/7 to LJ.
Yep.
Let's do it.
And then and it's not just sending a video, like you could text them anytime you want, but this is inside the app.
Sure.
So then it does some analysis. The coach is in tune with that analysis, and then you get the message before your next shot's played.
Come on.
I'm way too much of a head case to be getting that much feedback mid-round. I get worked up when someone tells me anything mid-round because I have too much to think about already.
This has got to be right up Ryan's alley, though. I mean, he
but I will.
that-
In-person lessons cannot be beat. I feel like, I don't know. There's some apps out there like 18 Birdies, for instance. You can submit your swing to a swing coach for X amount of dollars. It probably takes a couple days to get back. It's not real time, right? That would be cool. But I think at the same time, again, like Tyler, I'm already like in my own head enough to where it's like in round is not when I'm trying to fix a swing.
Yeah.
It's going to be outside of that.
I wasn't thinking for you. I would think it would be a gamesmanship deal.
Sure. Sure.
Hey, LJ, I took video of your swing. Here's what the coach thinks.
Yeah. That's a good idea because
I like
then
that.
we always talk about unsolicited advice.
Yes, it's not
Yes.
coming from you.
I don't want it from him, and he doesn't want it from me. But hey,
Get a
if,
coach
if,
to do
if
it?
Coach AI,
I would only
gives you-
do it when you're having the round of your life, though.
yeah, exactly.
This is why you're playing so well.
God, yeah. There's not,
Coach loves your swing right now. I'm telling you what. Don't change a thing.
Exactly.
yes, that's great. There was a ton of great technology at the PGA show. We didn't get a chance to go, but we saw online there was a lot
It
of
is
cool
fun.
stuff.
We went last year.
Yeah.
And we didn't get down this year. We chose to torture ourselves running instead. But last year that was fun. You said it. It's a shell of what it was, but
It's on its
a
way
lot of fun.
back.
Yeah. It's
And
coming back.
actually, if you guys want to go down sometime, I'm sure you could get some credentials. Maybe not, but I could probably set you up. We could do a show from there.
It always
We
helps to
should.
know a guy. It always helps to know
It's
a
not
guy.
what you know, it's who you know.
We could get you in
Correct.
there. We could set up a random 8-foot table in the hallway. I see guys
Yeah.
podcasting from there all the time.
You can
The
bring it
one
to them.
I would say the one product I saw that I'm I hope we get a chance to try it out. Tyler's a dad of 2. I'm a dad of 1. It's called the golf stroller or stroller caddy.
It's called the Daddy Caddy.
Okay, the daddy caddy. So it's basically like this unit that hooks onto your stroller, and it's got slots for all your clubs, so you can push your kid along while also having your clubs in essentially your bag right there.
Smart.
We have to try and get out and use that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my only issue with the Daddy Caddy is I'm gonna need like a hard plastic cover over my kid, because if my kid gets hit by a golf ball,
Yeah.
one, I don't want my kid to get hit by a
Right.
golf ball, but my wife will kill me. I'm a dead man.
There'll be no more golfing for you.
That's kind of the line in the sand right,
Right.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the other thing about that is it's good. It makes you walk. You got to go walk 9 holes, 18 holes
It's for the
whatever it is.
kids.
It's for the
You're out there
kids.
Yeah.
for the kids. They got to get some fresh air and
That's not a
whatnot.
bad
Exactly.
idea. That's not a bad idea. No, it's a great space to swap idea. Actually, that was where the idea for the podcast came from
It was.
for
It could have.
DFS.
Yep. Well, we're there maybe over a beer or two.
Yep.
We found that there's not a lot of great information on daily fantasy, fantasy golf. And the guys that were out there were just throwing stuff out there. They didn't know the nuances of the grasses and the
The
winds.
weather.
And
and
so we're like, and Chuck's a numbers guy. He's got data coming out of his ears.
Love that.
Yeah. Right. It's not helping me this year, but
And so we went, let's put something out there and have some fun with it. So that's what we're doing. But back to you guys. You guys are the guests on the show. Golf. When did you start playing? Each of you official, like, okay, I'm playing golf. Not
Yeah.
the first time you ever played,
Right.
but when did you go? Okay, I'm playing golf.
Yeah, I think like right before the itch actually started, when I kind of started to get into it, I had a buddy that was golfing. I'm like, hey, I kind of want to hang out with you on the weekends, right? Was probably 3 to 4 years ago.
That's recent.
It hasn't been too long ago. I don't know, 3 to 4 years in the golf world. I feel like is a day in regular life.
blink of an eye.
I had golfed. I took golf lessons when I was like 10. I maybe golfed like 2 or 3 times a year before that, but 3 to 4 years ago is when it really started.
Baseball was your sport.
Baseball
right?
was, yep. So I was busy. There was the thing of like, well, you guys better not be going golfing, otherwise you're going to screw your swing up. You're going to be trying to hit home runs the whole time.
I was the opposite.
Okay.
You better not be going to play baseball.
Right.
Yeah,
You're
'cause
screw
you're
your screw.
Yep,
screw your
yep.
swing up.
And I had the biggest banana slice for the first 2 years of it.
Mhm.
And maybe started to dial it back a little bit, but not much until this last year when we started taking lessons, and now it's the opposite side of the banana.
We're
It's the
getting a
snap
little
hook.
draw.
Yeah. Yep. So
How long have we been doing Double Bogey Show?
123 weeks.
So about 150 weeks I've been golfing.
wow.
I mean, I golfed my whole life growing up, like 2 times a summer with Grandpa. But about a month or so before we started the podcast is when I started going out with my buddy. And before that, I'm not kidding you, it was maybe once, twice a year on the weekends.
Wow.
We started going with my buddy in the morning. Actually, I was going alone before I invited him. So I was going alone. It was just therapy for me. Just go by myself in the morning, walk 9, go to work. And I got the itch the first morning I was out by myself. I'm like, golf alone is sweet.
Especially in the morning.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love morning golf.
And my buddy had been golfing quite a bit, and he was really bad. And we wanted to be bad together. And then we started hanging out and doing that every morning. And then the rest is history. So really, my golfing career has been basically cataloged on our podcast from start to finish.
impressive.
So,
And there is you said catalog. There is video evidence of your first ever lesson
yes,
out
there is.
on the page. And I will say, since that lesson, the clips and the swings I have seen you take, I'm glad you listened to at least some of it.
Hey, coach, it's all because of you.
Yeah.
Hey, and this was a reluctant lesson. Like you didn't want anything to do with this.
I was being a stubborn old man. I've opened my eyes to change a little bit. I still don't want to change like a ton, but I am willing to take some advice now. Before I genuinely, if someone told me advice mid-round, I would shut down. Like I would start playing so much worse. I would be in my head every single shot. I'm running through the things they told me. I'm running through the things I saw on the internet. I'm doing this, doing that, and it just ruined my game. So then I like made a vow one day that I'm just no more advice. Figure it out on your own. And then Lucas broke me of that, and I went from having like Ryan had the banana fade. I had the snappiest of hooks. To now I have a nice little baby fade. So
Nice.
I was watching one of your guys' videos you were filming. It was the 9 holes at Pebble Beach in a snowstorm, which is a fantastic video. All these are on your YouTube page, right? And TikTok, I think there's
Facebook,
smaller,
Instagram,
all that. So go watch those if you guys get the time. But that during that one, what was it? Hole 8. You didn't look at the course map. I mean, this was the best driver I've ever seen him hit. Just
easily
rifled this thing.
everything felt good.
Yeah.
It went far. It went just a tiny little hook to
Just
it.
a baby drop. And it was like, you look at that thing and, oh, man, I
And
want that.
smack dab into the middle of the Pacific Ocean.
Oh no, you didn't adjust it on the screen.
I didn't look at the screen once. I just saw the yardage and like, okay, it's a 475 yard par 4. I'm just bombs away.
You run out of fairway there. Unless you hit it up
Right
the
into
left
the-
side.
Yeah.
Right into the ocean. And then that gave Ryan not to spoil it. So that was funny.
I should have won. I'll spoil
in
it.
the
I
bag.
should have
It
won.
I
was in
love
the
some of your competitions out there that I don't know. Do you call it pickup stick where you throw a club out per hole?
Yeah,
for the
pickup
loser?
sticks, yep.
Pickup sticks.
Mhm.
That was class. I mean,
Yeah.
all your stuff's really creative. And
Yeah.
fun to watch.
We really, really like the games because for me as a beginning golfer, and then again, this is cataloged, what got me to the next level of hooked is being able to play these different side games because it gave me a complete hack, a chance to compete. And there was still like, I wasn't going to win stroke, no chance. But there was a chance that I won 3-putt poker because I putted well that day.
Mhm.
So it gave me another reason to go out with the guys and not get frustrated. Like I know I'm not playing well, but at least I'm putting well and I'm competing in this game.
What I don't know. You guys did a series of different games. What would be your favorite game to play? You're going to go play 18 holes with your buddies.
Yeah.
Are you playing a game every time? And if so, what's your favorite one? Your go-to?
Yeah, I think for me, it depends on what group I'm with, right? So if I'm with someone and I'm not like someone like Tyler, that doesn't mean anything when I say that. But 3-putt poker is kind of our game that we immediately are just drawn to. Now, if I'm just like, if it's me and a buddy, we have like a Saturday match every single weekend in the summer. So we'll go out to Thumper Pond, we'll play 18 holes, match play. And that's a lot of fun too. But I enjoy 3-putt poker the most because, again, it doesn't matter the skill level or the handicaps you're playing with. Everyone can compete because everyone can, a lot of the times can put a leg putt from 30 feet up to 5 feet and tap in for 2 putts, right? So it levels the playing field. And that's the most fun because you don't have people getting frustrated about what their total score is. It's all about the putts in that game.
You just get to the green.
Yep, exactly.
You might even miss a green on purpose so you can chip it out.
I was just
really?
gonna say, even if it takes you 8 strokes to get to the green, but you chip it close, those other 8 strokes don't matter now.
So how's the game played? So like a 3-putt, you don't want a 3-putt, but if you do, give
talk
us
us
the
through.
framework.
So there's 2 different ways to play. One is if you want to play for money, everybody throws in $5 into the pot to start. And then for the rest of the game, you keep track of how many putts per hole you have. Okay. So if you have a 3-putt or higher, it's another $1 into the pot, and you receive the poker chip. If you 2-putt, nothing happens. If you 1-putt, you earn yourself a card. And then by the end of your round, for all your 1-putts, you get dealt a poker hand. And even if you only get 2 1-putts the whole time, you could get pocket aces and win the pot.
Oh,
I like that.
Oh,
So
And
you
you're throwing back in if you 3-putt or worse.
Yep.
Right? You're
To the
adding
kitty.
yeah, and then whoever ends with that poker chip.
Yep. Oh,
So like I could 1-putt for 17 holes, and then on 18 3-putt and be the last person to 3-putt, get stuck with the chip. That's extra money. You can decide the amounts,
$5,
but yeah,
$10,
so
whatever.
you don't want the chip.
You
That chip-
don't
I
want-
like
yeah.
this game.
yep.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
That'd
So-
be a great game. You could be having a terrible day and still come out okay.
Yeah, and also if you hole out, double 1-putts, so you get 2 cards for holing out.
Double 1-putts. All
I
right.
like that. That's a great.
So that's you touch on just kind of evening out the field, making it fun for everyone. With my boys, that's how I got them to enjoy going out and playing because they were learning the game 4 or 5 years ago.
Sure.
We would do the same thing, but bingo, bango, bongo.
Yep, we did a video on that too.
Yeah,
That's
and-
another good one.
Just having fun. First on, closest to, and first in, or whatever the heck.
Yep.
We made up the rules and had a blast doing it. So it's similar type of deal. I
Yeah.
love that. I have to try that poker one.
So if you guys are going out and you're gonna, whether it's a friendly match play or skins or whatever, what game are you guys playing?
Well, we just played a game on Sunday where you came up a little short.
Yeah.
God,
LJ, you're conveniently
Yeah.
not remembering.
What yardage? What yardage did you play from?
Well, I
Oh.
played from about 6,500.
I was back combo tees at 7,600.
Well, but so
Your
that's
choice.
another thing. You guys always play the same tees, or will you will you play?
we
one
always
tee?
when we're
Would-
together,
You'll play the same tees.
usually we always play the same tees.
I mean,
Yeah. We have this thing where my handicap, I'm probably around an 18. I don't have an official one, but I'm bouncing around that 16 to 18 range.
Sure.
And Ryan is high single digits. But I do not want to beat him net. I have to beat him gross. It doesn't mean anything to me if I
Yeah.
beat him net.
Yeah, the only time net matters to us is in our simulator golf league that we have at our office,
Mhm.
because we have all the way like from the high. Okay, so here's a question: what's the highest handicap you can get? Is it
Well, it
is
depends. So, like on a green grass facility, you're generally looking at 36 for 18 holes.
Okay,
So
for a
that's
man, for a male.
for a male. You're looking at 2 strokes a hole.
okay,
Sim leagues, it varies because people have a different opinion on how easy or difficult a simulator
Sure.
is. I don't know in your 20 some years of experience what you've,
Yeah,
associate-
36 max.
but
Yeah,
like
that
in a
should
sim,
be plenty.
in a sim, like do you?
I've no Sims are pretty recent. This is the first time I've really been involved in. We don't award more than 36.
No.
In the sim leagues that I've run before, but
sure.
I'd
I
actually
know-
take any advice. I'm the commissioner of our sim league, and I capped it
So-
at 26, just assuming that gimmies, because we have an 8-foot.
that's the variable.
yeah.
Mm.
Actually, we have 10-foot gimmies in league, and it's not enough for some people.
So
Yeah.
I would.
So I'm gonna bump that. I think I'm gonna bump it up to 30 or 36. I can't
Sure.
decide.
if they don't have a handicap, and now they might because you've done the first one, but like what we do here with ours is if you don't have a handicap, you go out and shoot your first round score, and that's what you play to. And then throughout the league, if you you go out, your first round is 48. Okay, great. Your handicap now is quick math. What is that? 12.
Yep.
Okay, so you're 12.
Good one.
Next round, thanks. Next round, you come out and you shoot 38. Your new handicap's now 2
Ooh,
because it's all about potential.
Sure.
Golf's about potential.
yikes.
And that way you're not things aren't floating back and forth and you're not having big arguments as to who's
Yep.
sandbagging or whatever because your potential is 2,
Yeah, and that's it.
He must be listening to the podcast because we just toasted a guy for sandbagging last week.
Speaking of sandbag, Aaron Rodgers.
Oh my god.
That guy's got to be a sandbag. He came in
He is.
as a 10.
No
yeah,
way.
he's not a 10. There's no way.
No way.
And especially, I mean, yeah, because if I'm a 9, he's not a 10. He's probably a 3 or a 4.
I would I
Really?
would,
Five?
I
Is
would
that
bet
good?
she's
I didn't see him hit it.
closer to like a 5 or
Yeah.
6. But yeah.
Like even watching him in the match where
Yes.
he wasn't
Yeah.
playing as well, he's better than
Okay.
a 10.
Yeah. No, that was screwy. That Aaron Rodgers
Doesn't
he's a-
surprise
that's
you
a
Though.
Packer. No. That's a Packer move right there.
yeah.
We're amongst friends. We're all you're
Oh,
you're a
yeah.
Viking fan.
Yeah.
We're fine here.
So
But-
I have a question, and I'm going off script. We don't have a script, but I'm off whatever you had planned. I have a question for Ryan.
Sure.
So the opposite extreme. So you play games for fun, bingo, bango, bongo, whatever. You played in the region's probably one of the top amateur
Region's-
tournaments,
The region's finest. Yeah.
finest
Yes.
match
Yeah.
play event.
Okay.
Caddy
Do-
right here.
I gotta stop our deal before it cuts out.
Okay.
And we
so
gotta
we're
come
just a
back really
teaser?
quick. This is a little teaser.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
But yeah, the finest amateur tournament in the area.
Match play
Yep.
because
Match play.
I was hoping this would come up. So reset the
Yeah.
camera. Let's get into it.
All right, we'll be right back after this break. Okay, so coming out of the break, we left it on the teaser. The biggest amateur match play event in the area. Tyler, you must not have wanted to play that event, right? I mean, that's
not that year.
you passed the invite.
The game wasn't
Actually,
there.
last year I did sign up, but I was 17 deep on a waiting list.
Yeah,
And
you
then
really
we
did.
get about 2 weeks out from event, and they call me and said that I made it. And I just never thought that I was going to get in. But at that point, I had my wedding the week after. And so if I'd have known I was in it, I would have been able to plan around. But a week before the event, and then the next week, my wedding, I was like, you just go to 18 on the list because I can.
Smart.
All right. So we're talking about Pine to Palm. Okay. Of the 5 of us here, one of our names is on the board.
It's not mine.
Wow,
That's
true.
That's hurts a little.
Mark, is it?
I have silver. I mean, I won an ice bucket once.
Not the championship.
No, they spelt the flight. It was the Sally flight, and they spelled Sally wrong.
Here's your trophy.
I was on the bag. I should get some credit for that, Mark.
Yeah,
I was
that's half the battle
looping.
right there.
Every time you played in the Piney.
And unless they're playing really bad, then the guy in the bag has nothing
He
to
had
do with it.
nothing.
Exactly.
True.
So I got my
Anyways.
name on the leaderboard. But
Okay.
was that your first tournament experience?
First tournament ever.
That was your first
Wow.
tournament ever.
Yeah,
Pine to Palm.
I'd only experienced match play with close buddies on weekends, $5-10 a hole, which normally it factors out like someone's going to win 1, maybe 2 holes at that. So it's first match play event of my career.
Did you do flights? Did you try
Oh yeah,
championship?
I was in the flights division.
Your flights.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
That's the way to do it. Honestly, as you're
Yep.
getting into it, I think
Yep.
that's the best way to do it.
And you
Yep.
recorded this as you went along?
We did,
Some-
yeah.
yeah.
Did we record the qualifying round?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, we recorded qualifying.
And did the
Um,
tournament officials, did they know you were doing this? Did you tell them, or did they have a problem with?
We didn't say a word.
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah,
think
we
so.
did. We just basically a spectator had a camera in his
Had a
hand,
camera.
and just taking action shots. That being a full video that we put out online.
Yeah, and I was mic'd up, and I was his caddy. So you got all the audio from me commentating Ryan's shots, and then when he'd come and talk to me, you could hear our conversation. So we just had
I
our
like
buddy
that.
on the sidelines as a fan with a camera. And
Okay.
I mean, if they would have asked us to put it away, we would have, and then I'd have filmed on my phone. But yeah, we filmed the whole first round, and then the second round. Did we film that one? I don't think we filmed the.
Were guys in your group fine with it? Did they know what was going on?
Yeah, so
or-
actually, it's funny you asked that because one of the guys in our group is now he's best friends with my next door neighbor. So when he's over there, I'm chatting it up with him all the time. I mean, I've golfed with him multiple times this last summer just from meeting him at the tournament.
Is that cool? That's
Yeah,
cool.
it turned out to be really good. They were awesome guys.
Yeah, and we also made sure we didn't film them because we don't want to film somebody without consent. So
Right,
it's just
okay.
just on
Just
me and
Ryan's.
Ryan. Yeah,
Sure. Yeah.
So that actually, now that we start talking about, that was the first time I think I had an interaction with you guys.
Okay.
And I was playing one of the last matches of the day. So I was on 13, walking up to the green, and 12's a par 5 running right alongside it with the 2 waters
Yep.
down the hill.
Yep.
And you guys were walking pretty far left, pretty near 13. And I believe I went, yeah, there's a ball up there in the trees.
I remember that.
To Tyler. Because, yeah, Mark, you were caddying
I was
for me.
caddying.
And I said it to you, Tyler, and I was like, I think there's a ball up there in the trees, kind of. And he's like, yeah, okay, yeah, we're looking for. I don't know if it was yours or not. But
Probably not yours.
I don't think
No,
it was.
No.
Okay, is
That
that the
wasn't Ryan's.
situation we're talking about? The one where there was a discrepancy as to where.
No, so that was I think it's 6 that's elevated right next to the clubhouse.
Yep, the
Yep.
tee box. Yep.
That was the one where we had the mishap. So that wasn't the situation. There was a hole where Ryan hit it a little bit right, and there's water on the right where his club range is, right? So he needed to hit it straight. You should have gone 5-iron and just been completely fine, but you went driver and you cleared the water, but we didn't think you did. So we were all looking on the wrong side of the water. The caddy walk around to the other side, find a ball. They're like, Ryan, were you hitting whatever? He's like, no, not me. And then 2 minutes later, he changes his story. He's like, yeah, I was hitting one of those. And he was telling the truth. He just,
You just forgot what kind of ball you were
I
hitting?
guess. Yeah, he can explain.
No, so I think for some odd reason I thought every ball was the same. I've only bought one box of Pro V1s in my life, and that was the box I used. Now, I don't think at the time I realized they were all different numbers. It's 1 through 4, right?
Yeah.
So I think what I thought was I was always hitting like a Titleist Pro V1 number 4, and this was just a different number. So that's what convinced me. I looked through my bag and there's different numbers popping up, not just 4s. So that convinced me that, I mean, it's right in the direct line of where my ball went. I was sure it was mine. And also the spotter never saw it. So I'm like, okay, well, what are you doing out here? Isn't this your job to see where my ball goes? It's like, I have spotters for the first time.
The spotter's 8.
No, this spotter was probably like 60 or 70.
Oh, okay.
So the eyesight might have been diminished.
Different
a little
problem.
bit,
Yeah.
and no one saw a splash. We never saw a splash down from the tee box. So I was convinced. I ended up punching probably the best punch shot ever.
Oh, I
Straight-
thought you meant the spotter.
No,
Yeah.
Dude, you didn't find that ball.
Okay,
He's
keep
out.
the eyes open next time, right? I think I got up and I punched through the trees and I got up and down for birdie, maybe par, but it was a huge save.
Nice.
And this was actually in tournament play, not qualifying. And you had to clear it with your opponent first that you could take
sure.
that ball. And as an opponent, I would have let him take it too, because there's about a 0.7% chance he punches out correctly.
Yeah.
And then he did it. And I looked over at his opponent and he's just shaking his head, looking at the ground. He's like, I should never let that guy hit that shot.
It's match play.
Match
We
play
talk
is
about
so
it all
good.
the time. Match play is so different from stroke play.
It is.
I mean, it's like the impossible happens all the time. And that's I admittedly am not good at match play. And for whatever reason, I can't get over the hump. Stroke play, I'm fine.
Yeah.
You know,
But I want to vet out this experience.
Sure, I'm waiting. Yeah, I was
Okay.
been waiting for this, Mark.
So you qualified. What flight were you in?
12 out of 14.
Oh, that's
That's
solid.
Shot 84.
Nice.
84 at that time was the
Nice.
best round I'd ever
Yes,
shot.
in tournament
So-
golf.
Yep.
Good
But
for
I think
you.
it was, I attribute that to the guys I was with. Like we were golf, Tyler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Caddy.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were golfing
Caddy
with
gets
buddies, it seemed like. So
Good for you. That's a good
Um,
score.
yeah, we shot an 84. We were jacked about it. So flight 12 out of 14.
Okay.
Yeah, solid. There's guys that play one round and they're done.
Yeah,
If you don't
exactly.
even make that cut.
And I wasn't
So-
going across the street to play, and we'll get to that in a bit.
Yeah.
But
All right. So I don't know if I know all the right questions to answer, but what your first match or ask questions to ask. Your first match, you mow the guy down. What happened to your first match?
No, so this was a really dark time in my golf career. So I mean, first time match play. I mean, the butterflies are in full effect, starting from tee box number 1. Qualifying went great. Shots were where majority of them where I wanted, and then we get into match play, and I'm playing like a 65-year-old guy. I'm like, I got this one in the bag. I'm coming off my best.
Was it
round
the
ever.
spotter?
It was. Maybe it was. And I got the shanks for the entire round.
Oh,
Now, when I'm
That's
saying
good.
shanks, the short par 4 right next to the clubhouse. I don't
Yep.
remember what number that
6.
is. Number 6.
or 7.
The same one that, oh no, so maybe it wasn't 6. Anyway, continue.
So I put for some reason I went iron off that tee, and I put 2 straight into the parking lot. Like I'm talking far side of the parking lot. And this was just every single shot. I didn't know. I'm like, okay, maybe I just need to back off 2 feet from the ball. Even at that point, I was still shanking the ball, still shanking the ball.
And we're talking perpendicular from his body.
Careful where you stand, type of deal.
Definitely. So I mean, at that point, I don't know what to do. So I just keep swinging. I keep swinging. And the hole I punched through the trees on, I ended up winning that hole. I won a couple holes. I don't know how yet. I'm still trying to run that through my head. But it was a really dark time because I lost sleep that night. That kept going until I got my first lesson from Lucas for probably went on for a good 8 months.
Oh,
And
wow.
That was my New Year's resolution that year was to beat Ryan. And I absolutely slid in during that period of Ryan's golf career and made sure I got it done.
Nice job.
It was at
Nice job.
Green Bay Country Club. I couldn't hit a ball probably farther than 50 yards, no matter the club. So I got the shanks in match play. I think he beat me 5 and 4.
You conceded on 13, I think, or 14.
Sure. So the first experience was atrocious. Now I had fun, but what was to follow was even more atrocious. So now I head across the street, right? and we're in the losers bracket.
Yeah, you got a second round.
I got a
back,
second round, and you know, it was like, I don't remember if it was on a weekend, but I had stuff going on that day, magically. And so I emailed them the day before at 3 p.m. And this is my communication line throughout the entire tournament process. I had questions before signing up, all this kind of stuff. I emailed them at 3 p.m. the day before. I said, hey, I'm not going to be able to make my match tomorrow, hoping that they'd be able to find someone or let the other guy know that I was going to be there, right? I never heard back. I'm like, okay, well, they're probably just busy, but they saw it at least. Now, the next day, I'm out in my yard, and I get a phone call. I didn't answer because I didn't feel it buzzing. I listened to the voicemail, and we won't name names, but I remember who it was. And they go, hey, Ryan, this is so-and-so from Pine to Palm. We noticed that you didn't show up this morning, and we take our no-shows very seriously. So with the information that we have, we're going to have to ban you for the 2022 tournament.
No.
And I'm like, immediately I'm
Banned.
calling back, and I said, you know, did you not get my email yesterday? I was hoping, you know, let's say 18 hours in advance that somebody would have saw the email. Now I had to just, at that point, she's like, no, there's nothing we can do. Like, you no-showed. We're not going to be able to have you back next season. So as if the Shanks didn't put the cherry on top, now I'm banned for a year from my very first tournament. But with that all being said, the storyline and the content that we got out of it on our podcast was phenomenal. So I will take that any day of the week. And now come 2023, I'm coming back with a vengeance.
Yeah.
And I might put Tyler. Well, he'll probably be playing. I was maybe going to put you on the bag, but you'll probably be playing.
No, I'm playing. I got Lucas on my bag.
Okay, that's fair. Well, I got Mark on mine then. So
I love it.
It was quite the experience. But we're back now. New year, new me.
So, question for the
That's awesome.
caddy: How do you deal with that situation? Not only does your player get the Shanks,
So is the caddy blackballed? I mean, can the caddy on somebody else's bag? That's what I want to know.
The caddy can't hit the shots for him.
I wanted nothing from Tyler during this time.
You're just
I just needed to
carry the bag.
just to soak in my own thoughts, and I didn't need
It's the
anything.
worst.
Nothing you can do.
I tried to help. For the first 4 or 5 holes, I was trying to give advice, even though I hate the advice. And I was helping with putts, just doing whatever I could to try to contribute and try and get Ryan out of his head. And I think it was after you hit the second shot into the parking lot, I was like, hey, I got you a drink. And he looks at me like, I don't want it. That's like, okay,
That's all you know
Jesus.
is
Yeah.
bad.
When the second car alarm's going off.
Yeah.
No, I love that story in that I think it kind of frames where you guys are at with the whole
Right.
deal from, it's your average golfer playing golf in first golf, and it's bigger than that, just that tournament. You guys, that's your content.
Correct. Yes.
And there's probably hundreds of guys that have had that similar, not the exact, but similar experience. They're going, yes, that I've either done that, or if I did sign up, that's going to happen to me.
100%.
And it was so good. It was so great. I hope you have fantastic success moving forward.
Me too. I'm looking like maybe, we're gonna, Coach and I will talk after this. Maybe championship division this next year.
I like it. I love it.
That's a great. You talk about goals, right? In golf, do you guys have set goals where you're like, hey, this year or this summer, I'm gonna make
Tyler's
X.
laughing.
I have one singular goal for my entire golf career. I need to take down my grandpa. And if I don't, I have failed as a golfer.
Okay.
He is 75 years old. He hits the ball 200 yards top, and he kicks my ass every single time.
Yeah.
That's
I
a
like
fair
it.
goal. I like that.
Very last round of last year, we were playing Craigens and Brainerd, and he beat me by 1.
Ooh,
So I'm
you
coming
had him
for
on the ropes.
I'm coming for that old man. He's not ready. I got a coach now. I've been working on my swing for like three years.
You got to
Yeah.
roll in there with an entourage.
The problem is he eats that stuff up. He's been on the podcast before, and I've put him in videos and stuff, and he acts. His head gets so big. Anytime he gets more than 100,000 views. He's like, I am the coolest grandpa on the planet.
Sounds
So it
like
might
he
be
is.
counterintuitive,
Right.
but I'm going to keep putting him
That's
in
awesome.
stuff.
All right, I like that. I like it. It's good to
That's
have
a
a
great
goal.
goal.
Good to have a
I like
goal.
that goal.
He is one of the coolest people on the planet. Grandpa Dave he's a phenomenal human.
Stop! Don't let him hear that.
Right.
But it's it's the truth. So
That's cool.
we'll get it done, Tyler. You'll beat Grandpa. You'll break
Yep.
90. And I would say for my goal, my goal last year was to break 80. I did that one time. Grand Canyon University. Lucas and I talked
Ooh.
about that. We shot a 77.
Nice.
Wow.
Good
I'm like,
score on
hey,
that course.
Not even like breaking 80, but we're like crushing 80,
Yep.
right? So I think this year is to break 80 2, maybe 3 times.
Mhm.
So nothing like, hey, I want to shoot high 70s every single round because it's not going to happen. But me more realistic is to maybe go 2 or 3. And then the year after that, like, okay, let's work on the consistency and hopefully keep doing that. And then, the other goal is just to like win my first match play event at Pine to Palm.
There you go.
Got to win one.
Got to win one. It's a great feeling winning a match.
I believe it. I wouldn't know. So,
well, believe it or not, we got to end up wrapping this up between things we got to do and get you guys back another beer. It looks like, but I don't know if you got any last minute questions for him, Mark.
No, we didn't even get a chance to talk about the TPC. That tournament's at Scottsdale. It's right up their alley.
Yeah, waste
Yeah,
management.
we were there last year. Absolute
That had
blast.
to be an event. That had to be
Yes.
fun.
Yeah, we were there Friday, Saturday last year. Saturday, we were in the stands on 17, and Ryan was out doing man on the street interviews for more content when the hole-in-one happened. So I was right outside 16 when the beer hit the sky.
Yeah.
Ryan could see it from the other grandstand. So it's the exact opposite of what I ever expected a golf tournament atmosphere to be. And the only two we've ever been to are the Ryder Cup and Waste Management. So I feel like
Similar.
we've never been to like the actual PGA type
Are
event.
you
Yeah.
going to know how to act if we get you in a PGA event?
yeah, well, we were supposed to go to the 3M Open last year, and then my wife went into labor the week before that. So it was a short labor. Thankfully, we weren't in Minneapolis because I would have had to call the highway patrol and say, "Hey, this is
I
me.
need an
I'm
escort."
going 120 miles an hour down the interstate because my wife's going into labor." So
That's fair.
yeah, hopefully this year we'll be able to hit a couple more tournaments. And we got nothing in the book so far, but stuff happens so quick that we could be. Ideally, we'd like to say we could be down in Georgia at some point, but
Ooh,
Just
yeah,
right
there you
around
go.
April-ish.
yeah,
time,
the
or-
early April. It's a great time to take in a golf event,
Weather's
whatever
good,
that is.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, one of the 5 of us in this room gets a free entry every year.
I'm working on it.
So
Mm-hmm.
this can
Really?
Yeah,
That's a fact.
he's a PGA professional.
So I had a question for you guys that I asked on our podcast this week. Would you rather? So you're excluded.
Okay,
Would you
I'm paying
rather
attention.
go to the Masters once with really good tickets, or the Waste Management every single year of your life with really good tickets?
Ooh,
Am I allowed back at the Masters?
just one, she said.
If
Just
the
one time.
application goes through, if the lottery works in your favor, yes. Or is it one time? Okay, one time.
Just a one time.
One time.
Wow.
Or you're never going?
Incredible tickets. Yeah, or you're
You're
never
talking
going,
like a
and
Sunday final round.
Yep.
You get to be there.
you're on the
Okay.
18th green.
Yep. Okay.
I got my vote.
I'm going.
Otherwise-
I'm going to Augusta. I've
Yeah.
been there once, and it's
Really?
yeah. It's so next level that everything else like Waste Management is fun, but Augusta's transformative.
It's golf heaven. It's heaven on earth.
It
It's-
is.
It is.
So nuts.
Chuck,
Yeah,
you've
Mark.
been there?
Mark got me in there, and it was a practice round, and I was
Oh,
giddy.
my-
It was just
even
unbelievable.
that,
Yeah, it's so unbelievable.
It-
It puts in perspective. The TV doesn't do it justice. Just the course itself
Sure.
and the hills and undulation, how manicured, and it's
it's
the best
fun.
part too. Is this beer is $1.50.
I know. That's the
Yep.
best part
It
about
was unbelievable.
But it's almost it's an emotional experience. I don't know what you step on the grounds, and for me it got to be emotional. It's something like if you golf is it's more than a game.
Yeah.
It's hard to put in words,
Yep.
but it kind of touches you in your soul, and that place gets it. Everything about that place, there's something really, really special there, and it's not just the grass. It has an aura, and when
It's-
you get it,
It's Disney
it.
World for golfers.
Sure.
Like
Yep.
as golfers, you go there and they've got the don't mind me green or whatever. They don't want you looking here. They want
Yep.
you looking over here, and they got all the toys and the bells and whistles and all that stuff. And you just one day is not enough, right? I mean, that's
Right.
the whole deal. And so I'd go to the Masters. I think.
Although I've never been to Waste Management, so it's a tough one. I do watch, and
We've never been to the Masters,
Okay.
so we
That's a
can't-
great question.
Well, here's the deal. You could go to a local pub, turn up the volume, have people throw an occasional beer your way, and it's the same experience. You're sitting, it's a bar experience at the Waste Management, and you have a golf tournament. So if you want to party, you can't substitute, you can't replace the Masters, but I could have fun at a party.
Let's
watching
do it
golf.
this Saturday, you and I,
Okay. We'll throw some
Just
beers around.
throw
the
'em up.
bar.
in here.
That's
So-
Sweet Shots.
I said the Masters as well, but I just really want to get to the bottom of this fake bird noise conspiracy. So I'm going to go there nose to the ground and figure out what is going on. I talked to Nance himself, just bust into the tent, but like, where is it coming from?
I want to know now.
Where's the
In the
button?
Butler.
Where's the button?
Yep.
I love it.
And I can neither confirm nor deny. I can't talk about it. I've been sworn to secrecy, but I know the answer to your question. You'd kill me if I said it on air, so I'm not going to do that. We can talk after this.
Didn't you talk about it on our podcast when we were
That
here?
was speculation at that point. I
That
have
was
the answer.
speculation. You're right. And then you
Sure.
got,
Sure.
Yep.
So part of the lottery has got to be you sign an NDA. You know,
Right.
talking about these.
No, you can't get it.
Okay.
Last thing, real quick. Picks for the Waste Management. Who do you like going into it? It's a stacked event. Who do you like?
Well, I talked about this morning, and so Sahith Thigala,
Yeah.
he like made his name last year at Waste Management. That was like the first. Tyler was asking people, they're like, do you know who is in first or second? What a second place right now?
I was walking around interviewing
Beautiful.
fans. Like, do you know who Sahith Thigala is? No one said yes. I'm like, well, he's your leader right now.
Yeah. No one had heard of him before that. I think he drove up from his parents' house just to make the
He
tournament.
was a Corn Ferry guy at that
Yes.
point. Yeah.
I'm going Sahith.
I like
this
Are you?
weekend. Yeah.
I like it.
Yep.
Very good.
I'm going the people's champ, Max Homa.
It's
That's
also
what I picked.
Yeah.
it's a great,
Mhm.
great pick. I think JT, Justin Thomas, can make it wrong today, this week.
and I think Rom's going to win by 8.
The
He
way things
does.
have been
Okay.
trending lately,
Yeah.
it's not
It's
a bad
not-
pick.
not bad
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
Well, okay. So sadly, we got to end up wrapping this up. We thank you guys so much for coming on,
Yeah. We could have
making
went on for
making time.
another
Yeah,
hour.
we'll have to work something out, and get you back on
Yeah.
or something, because this was an absolute blast. We got to play some more golf this summer. We
Yep.
kept talking about it, but we'll get out
And
there.
we did. We made that happen
We
last
did.
year.
Yep. That was.
And let me just tell you real quick. So we had a lot of fun, and then Lucas goes 6 under, and we're like, "Did you have fun? Like, how was that round?" He goes, "Nah, I had fun."
He shot 6 under.
Yeah.
Is that
I'm
boring?
like, so that's
At
just
Holly.
so that's just you just
Did you
had
really?
fun. I mean, I'm calling everybody in my
Yeah.
contacts
Right.
and telling them about that round.
Yeah. You were playing Holly.
And then on
Yeah.
3,
Of course.
Yep.
and then on the 4th hole, you know,
Well,
you recall every shot.
Yes.
But I was riding in the cart with Tyler, and that I don't know what you thought about that whole experience, but you played really well until like hole 9.
Dude, that's what I do every time. I've never broken 90, but I've had 9s where I shoot 39s.
That's what we were doing.
And
We
then-
were going to break 9. We were
Yeah.
going to get you to break 90.
I
and
just-
we were that close.
I always implode on at least 2 holes. So I played great the whole day except for 2 holes. I got an 8 and a 9.
Yep.
And screwed me over.
All right.
It was a blast.
do it.
We'll get you. We'll get
You'll
you
do
there. That's my goal for this summer. I'm
Yeah.
going to get
Yeah,
Tyler to
I
break
love that.
90. But again, thank you guys for coming on. This is
Yep.
an
You
absolute
bet.
blast.
Appreciate it, guys.
We'll get you guys going. So
Yeah, thank you for having us. Seriously.
absolutely. Yep. All right, we're going to be back after this break with a little DFS talk. You heard the breakfast ball picks, some great ones, probably some sleepers. Chuck, wouldn't you say?
I think I'll
Thigala, yeah.
maybe.
Thigala's a
Yeah, I like
sleeper.
it though.
Okay.
We're gonna be low owned. I
Yeah,
like
long
it.
shot. Yeah.
Long,
We'll see.
long shot.
Yep.
There you go. Breakfast Ball Boys, thanks again for being on the
bet.
podcast.
Thanks for
Appreciate you
having us.
guys. Go give them a follow, watch your videos, all that good stuff. And we'll catch you after this break.
This segment brought to you by Sweet Shots Golf Academy. It's that time of year, folks. If you're thinking about new equipment, now's the time. Get in, get fit. We can get that equipment fit to your specifications. The staff down there do a great job. Get that fitting done. Get the equipment coming from the manufacturer so it's here in time for this season. We also do full club repair, whether it's regripping, reshaft. You want your lie lofts checked. Now is the time to do that. And don't forget about the unique experience of a putter fitting. We're set up to take care of you. All things putter. That short game is important, so make sure you get in and get yourself fit. Stop in, Sweet Shots Golf Academy, Retail Golf Center. We'll see you there.
Let's get better today. That's the tagline. Let's get better today.
Love that tagline.
That is a good one. Yeah, welcome back. Here we go. Talking DFS this week. Well, before we get into this week, how about last week? A little Pebble Beach action. Mark, this was your tournament. This is what you were talking about. This gets you amped for the season. What did you think? It was interesting, right?
Well, I love Pebble, everything about it. But anytime they end up having to go to Monday, it kind of takes the buzz off of it for me. Now, we found a way to watch it on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
We were traveling. We're in Arizona, but it definitely it kind of messes everything up as far as, okay, now those guys, they can't make it to they're going to be delayed getting to Phoenix for the tournament we're going to talk about. And there were players withdrawing that were borderline possibly going to make the cut. But when the weather gets as nasty as it did, Tom Hoagie, for example, playing the easiest golf course, the 2 holes before they finally blew the whistle, the horn, he goes double-double.
Oh, no.
So it's affecting guys, that if you got caught out on the wrong holes at the wrong time, it had major impact. So a lot of that skewed this event. And if you were in the right wave, good for you. But it was to a point where I think they canceled the amateur portion of the event just so they could finish on Monday.
They didn't cancel it, but they called it after 2 rounds.
That's right. Yep, you're right. After 3 rounds. So
which Aaron Rodgers won it.
I heard that.
Yeah.
So
Packer.
I was also. What's the word I'm looking for?
ALSO.
Thank you.
Yep.
Tough word. I was away from town, oblivious to any of the tournament happening. So Justin Rose ended up winning this.
Yeah.
He
A
did.
little come from behind almost. Well, he had an ace earlier in the tournament.
Did he really?
Right?
Yes, he did.
Ace. And then he went eagle birdie to just shoot right up the leaderboard, take the lead, and he held on from there.
Safe to say Justin Rose is back?
Yeah.
Sure looked like it. He looked very confident.
Okay.
Looked very good.
Good for him.
Yeah, I agree.
Years ago, he was one of the top guys.
He was.
He's a great guy.
Well, I'm not saying personally.
No,
I'm saying as a golfer. But and you have a wager on him for the Masters.
I do. Back in November when I was in Las Vegas, there were some favorable odds. And
You
so I
gotta
like
like
that.
that.
He's coming into form.
Yeah.
I also had, sounds like I bet a lot, but I don't really. But I had a wager on Brendan Todd last week. And Brendan Todd, if he walked through this room right now, I don't know that I'd recognize him.
I don't think I do. Or
You
would.
picked a number. Is that the story that you
No,
that was
no.
a different one.
No. So we
There's
do have a
another
quick story to tell. But Brendan Todd, Steve Radeye, who's been a guest picker on the show, we had a little action on Brendan Todd this week, and he finished runner-up. And, on a $20 bet, I think he would have been $1,600. So
Wow.
that was fun. So we were
Why
rooting.
him? What was the backstory on Brendan Todd?
He had played well there in the past. And
Oh,
he
okay.
actually played well previously. I went a little course history, and then
Mhm.
he played well the last few weeks, but kind of faded down the stretch. And I just went at Torrey. I think he played well until the final day.
Yep.
So we went with Brendan Todd. But a quick story. We did have a random number picked. We had someone with us that said, we said, give us a name. And they said, well, I don't have a name. Well, give us a random number, 1 to 73. And we were at a kiosk.
1 to 100.
Or I'm sorry, 1 to 100. Thank you. And we went 73. And it was, I think it's Nate. Is it Nate Lashley?
Yep.
Yes.
Neat Lashley.
Lashley. So we
It's
have
a great random draw.
great random. I didn't know how great a random draw that was. So we had $20 on Nate Lashley, and it was, $20 to win 2,400 or something like that. It was pretty good odds. And Sunday, LJ and I, we come back from wherever we were. Church? No, golf?
No, this was Saturday.
Oh, it was Saturday.
Yeah.
You're right. It was Saturday. Well, I flip on the TV, and Nate Lashley's in the lead.
No way. Was he
in
really?
the lead. So I text Steve Radeye, our boy is in the lead.
Wow.
I am just giddy
Yes.
until I realize in the fine print, they're replaying the 2021 Double Beach tournament because of the weather.
way.
They were in a weather delay.
No way.
Yes.
Brad, I think you're just the biggest idiot.
Oh, he thought that was so funny. I mean, I was so giddy. I was so excited that our horse was leading. And then here it's the recording from 2021.
Whoops.
It was kind of tough to break that news to you because you were giddy. You were all over
But he
it.
was crushed.
And then we were sitting on a weather delay. But you talk about just being out there kind of wrong place, wrong time. Like hole 9 at Monterey Peninsula, Tom had just played that. He was on 10 and 11 or 11 and 12. And that's where he made his doubles. But hole 9, you couldn't keep a ball on the green. The wind would just blow it right off. So you talk about being wrong place, wrong time. I mean, the supposedly easiest golf course of the 3. And I mean, you look at the scores, that's where they all jumped as soon as that weather hit.
Exactly.
Just brutal.
So
Brutal.
talk me through Monday qualifying. So in order to play in the Waste Management,
Yep.
there was individuals that needed to qualify yesterday. So they ended up withdrawing. Is that accurate?
Yep. Yeah. So a lot of the withdrawals and came from guys that were either not going to make the cut or felt like the Monday qualifying was more important because the Phoenix Open, which this week Waste Management, is now an elevated event for the PGA Tour. So the purse is $20 million.
Big bucks. Yep.
And so guys are playing for a lot more money than they would say at a pro-am. And so these guys would leave and every tournament holds a select number of spots for professionals that qualify to get in. You know, there's sponsors exemptions. There's, if you're an elevated player, we'll say, you can sign up. And then some of these guys that are professionals, they might be mini tour pros or whatever, even PGA Tour pros that didn't get in, qualify to that. Phoenix is unique in that there are pre-qualifiers to get into the qualifier, which we talked about this down in Arizona.
Throw those numbers out quick if you remember them.
Yep. So there's 8 pre-qualifiers.
Okay.
Get this.
Yep.
And if you were going to somehow play in all 8 of these qualifiers, and you shot like 60, 64, 65, 68, 66, 66, 65, and 64. I think that was 8. I might be off. Anyway, you would not have made it into the Monday qualifier.
What?
That's how low these guys are going.
That's ridiculous.
Pre-qualify.
To pre-qualify. So
Wow.
like you would have to shoot 63, 64, 67, like low 60s just to get into the qualifier.
Wow.
To get you into the tournament. That's how
Okay.
crazy these guys are going.
Hmm.
And that just kind of goes to show how much talent is out there. And I think it's crazy to even think about. You wonder how hard professional golf is. That's
Yeah,
how hard
there
it
you go.
is. But yeah, to Monday qual. Then you have the Monday qualifier, and Andre Metzger actually Monday qualified into that. And Andre, he's a Dakota's tour guy.
Into this or the 3M?
Into the Phoenix
This year?
just now.
Oh, he did?
Yep.
Oh, good
Wow.
for Andre. Because he did that for the 3M
The
Open
3M,
last
he
year,
was
too.
a
Meant
big
a lot to him.
story. Yep.
Oh,
Very
man.
cool.
So he actually lives down there. I was reading the story. He lives down there, and his house is like 10 minutes from the golf course.
Oh, I thought he lived in Sioux Falls.
He's got another house down there. That's what the story was saying.
Okay.
Oh, good for Andre.
So
That's awesome.
Not a finer young man either.
no,
Great guy.
I mean, he was really it was pretty fun to watch because you could tell how much it meant to him, and to get into a PGA Tour event obviously is great for everyone. I think, right? Anyone that's going to make it in. But yeah, so that's a cool storyline going into Phoenix. But before
I
we,
suppose we have to look at points from last week.
yeah, I don't necessarily
Great.
want to do it,
Yeah, mine was
but
brutal.
in keeping with our
So I think
our rules here,
did I have the goat or did you have the
I had to go. Get your hands off of
goat?
him.
Oh, you had the goat.
Yeah,
Well, we know who doesn't have the
yeah.
I
That's
definitely don't have the goat.
Not going to be me.
It was such a weird event. I had a team that I only had 2 players between missed cuts and withdraws that ended up playing. But that team with 2 guys outperformed my team that I had for our game, where I only had 2 players miss the cut or withdraw. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's a weird game, and then you throw weather in the mix. We talked about it. I mean, that Saturday round ruined everything for me. Everything.
Yeah,
And withdrawals came too. I mean, it was a crapshoot.
it was.
I'll get it out of the way. I had 332 points.
3 what?
332.
332.
Well, I beat somebody.
Wow. Okay.
Another
342.
runner-up finish for
The
me.
goat's moving.
I am right in the middle all the time. I guarantee it.
The most average.
So, did you win last week, Chuck? No,
I
he
won.
did.
Yep.
Okay. Do you want me to go next?
Go ahead, Mark.
Well, I had Maverick McNeely, who I earmarked to win the tournament.
Yep.
He withdrew. It's like, and he was in the hunt.
You were
not in
pretty-
the hunt, but he was like,
He was around the cut line.
he was right. He would have made the cut, but he withdrew. And I'm really disappointed in Maverick. And then Brian Gay, he shot 68 in round 1 and 72 the next round, and then he withdrew. Then all my other guys made it, including Mr. Hoagie, but I was at 341.
341. Okay.
He's smiling.
I'm smiling.
that's
Keeping the goat on this side of the table, boys.
Another runner up for.
I had 2 missed cuts. Were you done? Sorry.
Yeah. I'm
Oh,
done.
okay. 2 missed cuts and I had 384.
Yeah. Happy
I had
for you.
2 in the top 20, including Nick Taylor, who I remember the look you gave me.
I
When I-
did. Yeah.
Yep, you're like, Nick Taylor? Well, he's won the tournament before.
Has he really?
He had, yeah.
No.
And then Victor Hovland was a T13 quietly.
Yeah.
Hoagie, T48. Probably disappointed. I bet he's probably disappointed in that as defending
Well,
champ.
he got
You got a bad break.
snuffed on the weather.
Oh, okay. That was a
There's-
5-shot swing right there, and Hoagie finished minus.
he went
-8.
he went into the break or the weather delay. He was 4 over on that round.
Yeah.
Ouch.
He was even par leading up to it, and then the 2 holes happened.
And then Lauer and Tway to go missed the cut for me. But yet. I got the
Congrats.
goat. Yep.
Congrats.
Congratulations.
Well, we need to step our games up because we need some teams that perform.
Mhm.
Yeah, and this week I actually feel pretty good about my team. I love this event, and in talking with the breakfast ball guys, they were able to make a trip down there a year ago or whatever that was, and they love this event. It's a very, very unique event.
Okay, so talk us through. Where are they at?
We're at TPC Scottsdale down in Phoenix, Arizona. Well, Scottsdale, Arizona, and it's, what do they call it? The greenest show on grass. It's
Something
waste,
like that.
Waste Management is
Yep.
the title sponsor, and
Oh, I get
um,
it. That makes sense
You
now.
got it now.
I do.
Okay. And we're looking at probably one of the most famous holes in golf, the 16th hole, the stadium hole.
Yeah.
Which Mark, you and I got the chance to play back when I was in high school. It would have been 2017. And that was a blast. I remember Grandpa booing me off the tee box on hole 16 because I missed the green. It was dusk.
It was getting dark.
Couldn't
It was
see.
hard to see.
And hit my shot. Ooh, I think that's good. Boo.
Yeah, that's the tradition. If the players miss the green, they get booed.
That's right.
Hole in one, they're throwing their plastic cups of beer.
Right.
Which now they to fight against that, every beer sold on the 16th hole is a commemorative cup. Get yours at Sweet Shots today. So that their little tagline at the bottom is, make sure you hold on to yours because it's a souvenir cup.
It's not going to make a difference.
No way.
For the casual fan that hasn't tuned into this event, it is probably one of the more, other than majors, this has got to be one of the more entertaining golf events, right?
At
to
least
watch.
through Saturday. Sunday's always tough because it's Super Bowl.
Well, they
Right.
get done before the Super Bowl, though. They time
That's
it.
true.
They do.
Yep,
Yep,
that's
they do. But it's a party with a golf tournament
Yep.
inside of it.
Yep.
It's so the golfers the players need to have a different mentality when they're out there. They're not going to have peace and quiet. I mean,
No,
if you're
I love my team. I built that
Yeah.
around that.
if you're
idea.
bothered by people talking about, hey, Chuck, go grab me another beer. I mean, you're going to hear that in your backswing.
Yep.
If you're bothered by that, you might want to skip this event.
Which genius move, and I say it around the Ryder Cup as well, but you get to hole 16, and instead of trying to keep everyone quiet,
It's
raise
pump it
the
up.
roof.
Pump it up.
Yep.
Then you can't hear Joe Blow screaming at Jim over there. I mean,
Just
everyone's
Constant
screaming.
yelling. Yeah.
Constant.
Yeah, it's fun. Let's break down some stats.
Yeah.
LJM, I know you're coming armed with all this information.
Well, and my biggest one's gonna be course history.
Yeah.
And we kind of touched on it here, but you gotta expect noise, and you gotta expect I don't know if distraction's the right word, but two, it's a very repetitive golf course. I mean, there's some risk reward stuff going on in there. But someone that's got a game plan is able to rely on that information.
Yep.
Course history was very heavy for me. I saw putting's not super important.
That's right.
The big one that I touched on was Hideki Matsuyama has been able. He's the only multi-winner here, which surprised me. But he's able to win even though he's not a great putter.
That's right.
And that tells me that putting is not uber important on this golf course.
You've done your homework.
I have.
In a super strong field.
It is, yeah. We touched on an elevated event. So the PGA Tour put a heavy emphasis on the top players in the world. I believe 18 of the top 20 are in this event.
That's great.
So they elevated the purse. That means that you're going to get more of a powerhouse up at the top. But talking DFS, you're going to find some great value picks.
Agreed.
Around that middle range because it's so
7 and 8. There's nice value out there.
So loaded.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of my crash course. I don't know if I probably missed quite a bit, but
nope. I think you hit on it, LJ. Other than course history, the other stat that traditionally plays the best here is strokes gained tee to green. It's that complete game off tee. Yeah, those that hit a little longer get a little advantage, but when you look at that complete game, tee to green is those, and it goes to without saying is the best players in the world usually are right there at the end, and that's why they're obviously the best, but that's a key stat I'm looking at right now. And there's some diamonds in the rough, boys. Let me tell you that coming in right now, tee to green, that are on their game. Yeah, they're going to be in my winning lineup right here.
Before coming back from the break, we all kind of sat and looked at our teams one more time, and I think we all felt pretty good about them.
Yep, this baby's winning it. I got a really good feeling.
Do you have the winner in that team? The winner of the tournament in that?
Oh
team?
Yeah. I got first and second.
You got first through sixth.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Weather's supposed to be decent down there this week. It's been a really cold winter.
Been chilly.
We were just down there, and they had some of their best weather this last weekend that we were down there. So weather shouldn't be a factor. If you're looking at dailies and anything like that, I don't think that really comes into play for this event because it just doesn't typically blow or get goofy.
And back to a single course versus a rotational like the last couple events, right?
Back to normal.
So you start eliminating some of the variables that cause folks like us that are trying to figure things out. When you're dealing with 3 golf courses, and that's been the last 2 weeks, there's a lot of variables there. And a lot of players in those last two events as well. So this event, you have less variables, more constants. So I'm going big on recent form and course history. So with my team,
I like it.
So middle of the road, you're going course history and recent form. That's your formula.
Yeah,
keep you the most average.
Laugh and murmur all you like.
Is Sabatini in this event? Anchoring your squad again?
I did not go down that far in the list to see what was.
All right,
Fedora man. All right. Well, you want to get into it, Chuck?
Let's jump in.
You're the goat of the week here.
Yep. So, when you look at the very tippy top, and what I mean by that is, right, the best, the Johnny Rahms, the McIlroys.
Cream of the crop.
The cream of the crop. So you got, 5 guys over 10K? They're all going to be popular owned. The angle I'm taking here, guys, is not only do I want to beat you guys, but I want to beat the other 100,000 that I'm in here. Right? I think everybody's going to be jumping on these top 5 guys. For our listeners, I think sneaky individuals in those top 5, Scotty Scheffler, I think is going to be the least owned between the top 3 guys. I think everybody's going to be looking at those wins that Rahm and McIlroy have, and rightfully so. They've been playing great. But Scotty Scheffler, you talk about putting, that's been his weakness lately. He's still tee to green, one of the best out there. Back to your early point, LJ, is guys that don't typically putt real well can win here. Scotty Scheffler, we forget he had 4 wins last year.
Well, he won here,
and that's right, he did.
He's a previous winner. Well, he's defending this year. He won last year,
so obviously he's got course fit. He's not on my squad, but I'm just throwing it out there. I like him. Of those in the top 10 or top 10,000 above, that's the guy I would jump on if I was playing. But here's where I'm starting my lineup, guys. Morikawa. Tee to green.
That.
Yep.
I like it a lot.
Yep. Tee to
Previous
green.
champ there. I think he's won there before.
Has he? I don't think.
Oh,
he
not
has.
Morikawa. I was thinking
Matsuyama.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay. Morikawa. Then I'm going Victor Hovland.
He had a good tournament last week.
Strong.
Yep. Then I'm going Burnsy.
Sam.
Sam Burns. He's got the game. I think he's trending up. And I talked about strokes gained, current form, like who's really gaining quietly. Keegan Bradley.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, Keegan Bradley. Another one that falls in the mix of strokes gained, Mr. Vegas, Jonathan.
Jonathan Vegas.
He's still on tour.
Yep.
Playing in Phoenix.
He's back-to-back weeks where he's made cuts, and his strokes gained are positive. His putting's been a little off, but I think he's going to get away with it this week. He was my salary saver. And then the guy I think that falls perfectly into this type of event, man of the people. I think people are going to be loving him, and he's going to be dressing the part. Ricky Fowler. He's going to be there on that Sunday.
This is the second week where I'm like this close to putting him on my team, but I can't do it.
I think this is where he turns the page and Ricky's back. Okay, that's my team.
He's got
All right.
course history. He's won here. Right?
I think
I'll go.
in his game.
Yeah, I'll go next. And I actually, Fowler was the last person to fill my roster. I have him on my roster, but just because you have him, I might counter because I can still do Shane Lowry.
Yes.
He's your pick for the
Nice.
Masters,
I picked him for the Masters.
or Tommy Fleetwood. So I have some leeway there, but I'm with you. I think Fowler's trending. You know, Butch Harmon he's gotten back with Butch, and Butch is even saying he's got it going on.
Yeah.
So for now, I'm gonna keep Fowler, and then I went with the machine, Brian Harmon. The guy
He is. Yeah.
he is a machine.
Cut
So
maker.
I had to pick, and he was 7,400. Hoagie's a great value at
Yep.
7,500,
That's what I saw too.
which I
You're going Hoagie.
I can't imagine Tom's missing the cut. I can't imagine that.
Well, and he's played well, like we talked about. He just got dealt a bad hand on Saturday.
No.
I mean, it's not like he was playing awful.
No,
I like
think,
it.
Yeah. And then I picked up Taylor Montgomery. The guy's hasn't missed a cut. He's had 4 top 10 finishes. Pretty good value at 8,300. And then I started getting into actually another great value, Chuck, to your point, in that 7 to 8s. Seamus Power, 7,600.
You guys, this might be a Seamus Power. We got to track him down. You guys can't get off Seamus Power.
He's been on somebody's team every week, I bet.
I think so.
And then hands down, the guy that might win this by 8 shots, John Rahm.
Yeah.
He's coming home. He went to college in that area. He just has a comfort level. He's playing great. He is going to demolish this golf course.
Is he sleeping in his own bed type of deal? Is that what you're telling me? Like this is in his backyard?
He plays out at Silverleaf down there.
He does. I don't know where he lives. I haven't gotten that
You're not that personal.
into it.
He hasn't taken the celebrity tour down in Arizona.
No, I haven't. But I have a feeling he's gonna win by 8. I just don't
Do
know
ya?
why,
Okay.
but I could be wrong.
I like that pick. But to Chuck's point, just with such a high ownership of all that, and you're looking to beat some of these guys.
Well, I'm not okay. So I should qualify my pick. I'm just trying to beat you two schmucks.
Baby steps.
if I make
baby steps.
if I make some bucks
right bonus.
against the world, I'm
Yep.
fine with that too. But right now,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to beat you two guys.
There you go.
Get out of the middle. All right. No, I enjoy it. That's a good team. I like the
That's
John
good.
Rahm pick. I
That's a
do.
good pick. Yep.
A lot of good stuff. Chuck, I took a similar route to you.
Okay.
Excuse me. I started mine off with Justin Thomas though. Guy plays well here. He's top 10 finishes over the last 5 years. He's got multiple top 10 finishes. I think he's coming out with a fire. But then I backed him up with Colin Morikawa. So I kind of top loaded. I stayed out of the 10s, but I top loaded to Colin Morikawa and Justin Thomas.
Yep.
But there's some great value down there. You look at Jason Day, who I'm high on. I think he's going to have a great tournament. Coming out at
him too.
Torrey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about Tom Hoagie. I think bad hand at Pebble. I think he shook it off. He still made the cut. We're still 100%. Come on the podcast. You're going to make a PGA Tour cut. Still 100% there. He's going to bounce back there. And then a couple of my value picks that I've got Gary Woodland,
Mm-hmm.
who also plays well here.
He does.
Good course history.
That's a great pick.
Did he win? He might have won.
I think
Great
he-
course history.
I
He
don't
did
know
win.
if he
Yep,
won.
he did win 3 years ago.
He played that par 3 with this special needs gal.
That's gal. Yeah.
And she made
Yeah,
par.
yeah,
That
that
was
was
such a
great.
cool video.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a really good pick.
Yep.
I like the Woodland pick.
And he's only 7,300. So I mean, he's
That's solid.
steal there. And then rounded out. Well, I guess he was my cheapest, but Billy Horschel is my last guy to round it out, and he has never missed the cut here in 5 years.
Great shoes.
So
Great shoes. Always got great shoes.
does he wear just joggers though? I don't know how you feel about that.
Oh, we didn't talk about that either.
No.
last time.
Nobody on tour they should not allow joggers on tour, let alone
Why?
a guy winning.
What's wrong with joggers?
It was a kiss of death. It was Sam Ryder, right?
Yes.
He was wearing joggers.
He didn't win though.
No, he didn't. That's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
There's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with joggers.
Oh, there's everything.
If you're wearing capris where you got 3 inches of skin showing, like yeah,
he did.
that's-
They were almost mid shin.
should be nothing but knickers.
parachute
Go
pants.
back.
Like
That's
the
a
wind at Pebble, you might get swept off into the ocean.
Well, you should have to wear socks. If you're wearing
He's
shin
wearing-
high, was he?
Well, yeah.
Okay,
I'm with
Your
you.
I guess they were wearing knickers
no.
back in the day, but
Yeah, but
there's
that was a good
disconnect
look.
here.
Knickers. That's like traditional golf look.
Knickers is
Not-
not a good look.
Not wearing sweatpants for kind of loud.
right, they're wearing
not.
sweats.
No.
Yes, they
no.
basically are. And the sweatshirts. Next, you're going to tell me
Hoodies.
sweatshirts are fine. Hoodies.
They're wearing hoodies. Yeah, there was a guy yesterday.
Dave Booth made a fantastic point. If you sell it in the golf shop, you can wear it on the golf course.
Oh, okay,
Mic drop.
that's solid.
Hmm.
What's not acceptable? And there's a different, acceptability between, bring your, just we're going to a public golf course, we're going to play golf, and then a PGA Tour event. There's a big difference. I saw the Asian Tour, they were allowing shorts this week.
Really?
I don't like that.
No, I'm not a shorts guy. It's got to be pants. Joggers are fine. Hoodies to a certain extent. But the game's changing, gents. Games
Apparently,
are changing.
they're lapping us.
Yeah, but the highest level, they should have some rules.
Need to have rules.
Joggers, it's just not a good look
Joggers
for
are
the
just
tour.
fine. Joggers are just fine. Just
Okay.
fine. We'll agree to disagree here.
All right.
Moving on. All right, guys. That's going to wrap it up here for us. Thanks again for tuning in. Best of luck to you, gents. And hopefully some entertaining golf this week. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yep.
So,
Should be fun.
yeah, we'll wrap this up. This was episode 18. This is our 18th hole. So we're probably going to take a little hiatus maybe for a week or so and come back refreshed, ready to go. This is after our first round.
We are?
That was the plan.
Oh,
I didn't know that was a plan. This is
It was
LJ's
in
plan.
the email.
Did you share that with the goat, and not Mark and I, or what? It was in the email.
it's in
An
his
email.
people emailed our people.
Yeah.
We'll talk
Renegotiate
about
the
it. Maybe we
contract.
won't even take a break. But this is the end of our first round, episode 18.
Thanks for listening.
So,
for those
yeah.
that have listened.
It's,
Appreciate it.
had a ton of fun and having the breakfast ball guys on here for the 18th episode. That was pretty fun being able to get those guys on here. So that's going to do it for us. Thanks again for tuning in, episode 18. You guys are the best. Best of luck out there. We'll see you next time.